Villains, of course. This is the game which is judged by the guys behind the glass. And I haven't asked Rita yet whether she's going to be judging this on her own,
right,
or whether everybody else is going to be involved. But she can give me the nod later. But basically, I think we're 7-6 up.
Yes.
I think I won last time.
No, I won.
No, I won last time.
No, I won. It was 7-6 to me now.
No, you did. No, because the last Heroes and Villains we did was last Monday night in here.
Yes.
Rita, I'm sure, will tell us. Did I not win last week, Rita? You gave it to Parry?
Yes, you did. Thank you very much indeed, So you see, even when you're trying to assess the scores, you're gerrymandering the whole thing.
So then it must be 7-6 to you.
It is 7-6 to me.
Well, how the hell did she end up on this show again after that ridiculous vote?
I mean, that's because it shows she's a woman of judgment.
Really?
A woman of extreme knowledge.
All right.
And this is where she belongs.
Well, okay. Well, if you won it last week and you're so clever, why don't you go first?
Yeah, okay. I'll go first with my first hero. Okay?
Yeah, go on then.
My first hero is Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
Who is the lead actor in Peaky Blinders, right? Tommy Shelby.
Yes.
And he was in this very building.
What makes him a hero then?
Well, I'm telling you, he was in this very building that we're in now, okay? Came to see Big Al in the breakfast show. Talked astonishingly well about the whole series, which is one of the greatest TV productions that's ever been made. And on that basis, he brings so much joy and so much pleasure to so many people. A stunning and absolutely astonishing first episode again of Peaky Blinders, written by Steve at Night, and the impact he's had on the country has lifted us all out of the gloom.
Really?
Cillian Murphy.
Well, I wasn't in the gloom, thanks.
I'm sorry.
I don't see how you can make an actor a hero.
Oh, I can.
For doing his job.
No, he does it so brilliantly.
That's hopeless. I'm sure that will not lead you to the golden gates of victory.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Under the auspices of the
right.
the
So
current
who's your
system.
hero?
I'm not doing a hero. I'm going to do a villain first.
You do a villain, okay.
And my villain is Paper Chase. This is a shop, right?
Yes.
A chain of shops who, for whatever reason, probably out of the goodness of the marketing department, decided to give a promotional giveaway in the Daily Mail, right? Where you could get 2 free rolls of wrapping paper in Saturday's newspaper.
Yes.
Now, as you might expect in this sort of ridiculous and sort of febrile atmosphere in which we now live, loads of people decided to get up on their high horse and started tweeting Paper Chase about what a horrible and disgraceful operation the Daily Mail was, how dreadful the owners of it were, how terribly bullying they were as an organisation, how awful the people were that worked there. And guess what? The Paper Chase organisation have now apologised for giving away free stuff in the Daily Mail and have said that they are going to end their partnership. Some organisation called Stop Funding Hate is responsible for this, right? And so Paper Chase have now said they are terribly, terribly sorry. Here's what they said. We've listened to you about this weekend's newspaper promotion. First of all, you haven't listened to anybody. You've listened to a lobbying group, right? We now know we were wrong to do this. We are truly sorry and we won't ever do it again. I mean, you'd think they'd done it in with a free giveaway with Mein Kampf or something,
absolutely.
You know? Thanks for telling us what you really think, and we apologise if we have let you down. Lesson learnt. But the backlash actually is hitting them even harder.
I'm sure it is.
Because Talk Radio's very own Julia Hartley-Brewer issued this as a statement. I, for one, am happy to lead a boycott of Paper Chase for making this absurd, grovelling apology simply for advertising in a national newspaper.
That's right.
And Piers Morgan says, I hope Paper Chase understand that British people don't like snivelling little cowards who let themselves get bullied. I will buy my cards from Clinton's in future.
Indeed.
What a ridiculous position to adopt.
Well,
that's my first villain.
Yeah, okay, that's your first villain. Okay. Right, I will go for my first villain.
Yes.
Okay.
Go on.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yes.
It has to be.
I know.
The man who I predicted was going to die, Charles Manson.
No, you can't have him.
I can.
You had him last week as
a
loser.
No, I didn't.
You did him. Winners and losers, you had him. On Friday night.
I don't care, man. I don't care. This is heroes and villains, right?
Yeah, okay.
And he wasn't dead then. He's dead now.
Right.
And he is the most reviled man on earth.
Okay.
And thank God he's gone.
Right.
He is the ultimate villain. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That is it,
That's very short. Okay, well, my second villain is Kezia Dugdale. You know, one of the big programmes of the year, of course, has just got underway down in Australia. I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Kezia Dugdale is the former Labour leader in Scotland, who has now decided it'd be a great idea for her to abandon her constituents, abandon her real job as an MSP in the Scottish Parliament, and take some money for appearing in a celebrity sort of lifestyle show down in Australia. Now, she, along with our very own Ian Lee, is one of the secondary sort of wave of contestants.
She's pretty well unknown, isn't she?
Kezia Dugdale. Well, I mean, not in Scotland, she's not. I mean,
no, but this is not Scotland. We're in England.
Well, we're not actually. We're in Britain.
Yes.
I've got news for you.
No,
we're in Britain. No, the fact that you haven't heard of Kezia Dugdale does not mean that she is unknown.
This studio is actually in England.
This studio is in London, actually, if you want to be specific.
Right. Yeah,
but
exactly.
we broadcast all over the world. yourselves.
Of course we do.
And I know that you like to think of yourselves a Little Englander, but that will not stop me from telling you that this particular woman is a disgrace and a villain, because even though she says she's giving some of the money to charity, she's not giving all of the money to charity. Okay. So she's my second villain.
Second villain, okay. Well, my second villain, right, it's got to be Bill Clinton.
Has it?
Because the point is, I raised this last Thursday. I said, when are they going to get round to investigating Bill Clinton, the allegations made against him?
Yes.
Now, the reason why I have to name him as a villain is once a friend, right? Once a friend, Bill Clinton, who then became the President of the United States of America, twice two-term president, right?
Yes.
Now turns out to be, a revolting and reviled man. And something's got to be done about it. And to have somebody who you once knew as an honourable and upstanding figure, a world-leading figure.
Well, to be honest, I don't know why you would change your view on him just because 4 new allegations have been made. We already knew about all the other allegations, and the fact that you seem to think that they've come as a great surprise to you after all these years is wrong.
To turn out to be a complete creep and,
he was always like that.
Pretty horrendous man has somewhat shocked me, and shocked me more. And I'm sorry, but now he's gone from, what used to be hero status as President of the United States to complete not a villain.
Well, I think that's very, very late and very after the Lord Mayor's show.
No, it's not. It's absolutely on the button. Those 4 new allegations have only arisen today.
You didn't even know about those when you named him last week.
Of course, I know.
No, you didn't. My first hero of the weekend is the ruling ZANU-PF party in Zimbabwe, because they have decided in their wisdom that it's time to get rid of Robert Mugabe, despite the fact that he came out yesterday and gave a rambling and completely incoherent speech about why it was time to not fold and not to give in to the people who were the provocateurs.
Yes.
That he had fought his way against the British Empire. He had fought his way against the imperialists from America. He'd fought against the imperialists from the European Union. Nobody was going to remove him from office. He was going to stand for another 5 years, maybe another 10.
Yeah.
And in fact, the Zimbabwean people, as operated and represented by ZANU-PF, have said, no, enough is enough. 15 years of economic chaos, 15 years of absolute rack and ruin. It's time to go. They're beginning impeachment proceedings as we speak, and he will be out of a job, hopefully, sooner rather than later.
They are not very nice people, you know that, don't you?
ZANU-PF are doing the right thing.
The ZANU-PF,
they're doing the right thing.
If they replaced Robert Mugabe, you'll barely notice the difference, believe me.
I don't believe you're an expert on African politics.
They live their lives are not dissimilar to Robert Mugabe.
I'm not going to take your word
but anyway,
for
my
anything
second
you know about
my second
politics. Go on.
I shout of it out. Bananarama, okay?
What?
Bananarama, the great girl band of the 80s, right? That's come and gone. But they
got back together. So who was your first hero again? Cillian Murphy.
Yes, that's right.
So Cillian Murphy and Bananarama.
That's right, yeah.
So it's not as if you're plumbing the depths of absolute and utter shallowness.
Not at all. In fact, my mind is expansive. I've gone to areas where we've never gone to before in this competition. Now, Bananarama, those 3 young ladies
to another area.
who were around in the 80s, have decided in their 50s to actually go on the road for the first time ever. They've toured for the first time. Their first show was 2 nights ago.
Oh, yeah.
They have got absolutely rip-roaring reviews for being absolutely note and word perfect on those great songs that kept us all going.
Are you sure
they've
never toured before?
Never toured
before
in their lives.
That up?
And for 3 women in their 50s to get together and say, come on, we're going to get on stage and
What's
do
wrong
this.
with being a woman in your 50s?
Nothing whatsoever.
You think there's something wrong with an older woman having a job or something?
Not at all. But to suddenly decide you're going to go on tour as a rock band for the first time ever in your 50s, when most people who are successful in that business do it in their teens, is an astonishing achievement, and I take my hat off to them.
Okay.
Bananarama, truly heroines.
Really? It's possibly the worst effort you've ever put in.
No, it's not. You haven't named anybody yet worth even...
well, my second hero is going to blow yours out of the water. It is, of course, Sir David Attenborough.
Sir David
Attenborough, yes. I don't know whether you've watched or managed to get through an episode of Blue Planet 2.
Sure,
but not
that's a bit obvious,
well, it's so obvious you didn't think of it. Not only did he spend the last show incredibly interestingly on the terrible dearth of health out there in the wide open seas. The fact that plastics are killing the ocean and trying to get people to stop using, one single issue plastic. Because as somebody pointed out on the show that he put out, every single piece of plastic that was ever created in this world is still there. It doesn't decompose. You can't get rid of it. And we need to do something about it. The oceans are literally full of this stuff, and it's disgusting. But more importantly, I'm glad to say, and nothing against Ian Lee, who's going into the jungle. He may raise the temperature and raise the ratings, but Blue Planet is still the most watched show on Sunday night, on the very start of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. So it bodes badly for them that the BBC is kicking them into touch.
Right, so you have a go at me for naming a TV personality, Cillian Murphy, but you've just nominated a TV personality.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
David Attenborough is a TV sort of behemoth, right? He's a guy who does things that Cillian Murphy could only dream of.
No, but he's done things brilliantly for like decades.
He
you
has.
know? So you could have nominated him 40 years ago.
Well, I could have done.
Not exactly unique.
But it's not unique, but this is all about what happened this weekend, you see. And therefore, what I can tell you is that not only is he leading the ratings and he's making more and more people aware of these terrible things that are happening all over the world, in the oceans of the world, you know, so he's doing a great service to the environment, but he's also doing it in a very populist way. So that's why he's nominated.
Well, I think it's a load of rubbish.
Well, to be fair, it doesn't really matter what you think.
Well, it matters what the judges think.
It matters what the judges think.
Unfortunately, the judges, one judge in particular, Chief Judge, very intelligent
Chief Judge
person, very intelligent.
I thought it was
turned on person.
I thought it was all very democratic back there.
It is very democratic. Yeah, don't worry about that.
It's not democratic. She's shaking her head.
No.
She's from Brazil, you see.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
Where
like
democracy has worked only slightly.
So you think so much of Brazil? You've never been there, have you?
No, I haven't.
At least I have been to Brazil.
Have
okay.
You?
Oh yeah, you.
And when did you go there?
Rio.
When? I said not where.
Copacabana.
I said when.
When would
you
it
can't
be?
remember when, can you?
Yeah, it would be sort of mid-90s, something like that.
Well, can't you give me an exact year?
Not really, mate. I've done so much travelling. I don't keep a log of which countries I've been to.
You don't even know where you've been. Well, why should I believe you then?
Well, I don't care whether you believe me or not.
So
I've been there.
What were you doing there?
I was on my way to Argentina.
On your way to Argentina?
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Why didn't you just fly to Buenos Aires?
Because the plane went from here to Rio.
Yeah.
Stayed over there.
So how long did you stay in Rio for?
2 nights.
2 nights in Rio?
Yeah.
And so that's your experience of Brazil?
Not necessarily. And then down into Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
The first commercial aircraft to go into Buenos Aires since the Falklands War. How about that?
Really? How exciting. How disappointed they must have been to find out you were on it.
What?
Hey?
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, you don't tell me you were part of some kind of, sort of diplomatic corps that was going to go in and soothe and calm them all down.
I was a pathfinder.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find your way out of a paper bag. This is Talk Radio. We will find out who has won Heroes and Villains coming up next.
How pathetic.